Hey everybody, welcome back to Parsnips and Parsimony. This is one of my favorite videos to do every year just because I do like doing numbers and I like to know how we did with our grocery budget for 2019. So this past year, I kept the numbers. I did not go as detailed as Art did. If you remember in 2018, Art kept a very detailed list about how much we spent and what we spent it on for all of our grocery budget. If you want to see that video, you can go ahead and click the end card and watch that there. This year we had an additional person added, so baby Daniel was added and he didn't eat a whole lot until the last couple months. And again, it wasn't that much. So my categories aren't as broken down as much as Art's were, but they're similar. I'm gonna go ahead and run through the numbers and we'll see how we did. So in 2018, we spent $5,803.16 for the entire 2018 year on our grocery budget. That included paper products, that included anything that I would have picked up at the grocery store, so there might have been a few occasional vitamins in there, probably not many. Anything that, paper towels, paper products, diapers, anything that I would have picked up at the grocery store, that's all included in that total. This year, drum roll please, we spent $5,062.73. So I was actually under, which I was really happy about. There is one expense that wasn't an expense to us because it was a gift this year. Our cow that we purchased was gifted to us this year. So that is right around, I didn't ask the gifter how much they paid for it, but judging from what we've paid for the cow in past years, that's gonna be right around that $500, $600 mark. So if you added that to the $5,062, it would be right around $5,600. So we were still, even if you factor that in, we were still under what we were for 2018. I think that's a really good year, particularly since we're adding another mouth into that. I'm thinking part of the reason why that's a little bit lower is because when I'm pregnant, I tend to buy a little bit more convenience food, which tends to be a little bit more expensive just because I'm pregnant and it's just difficult to keep food on the table when I'm not feeling all that well. That's my thoughts on why 2018 was higher than 2019. So a little bit on the breakdown of the categories. I spent for Aldi's $2,330.77. Not surprised, I do most of my shopping at Aldi's. Walmart is the next one, but I didn't break Walmart down last year because that just got put into one category of grocery other. This year in 2020, I'll go ahead and break that down a little bit more. But for last year, it got lumped into one of my bulk food suppliers, By George. Any of the milk that we got at the convenience store, it included Walmart, and that was $1,410.05. Definitely want to break that down further this upcoming year. And good news, for those of you guys who like these type of videos, Art is doing a detailed journal once again for 2020. So next January, we're gonna see all the stats on everything. I mean, he's counting down everything. Every gallon of milk, every block of cheese, he's got it all. Hillcrest Foods, which is my other big bulk food supplier, I spent $673.20. Those are primarily going to be my flour, my oats, my raisins. Sometimes I'm able to get nuts or desiccated coconut there. What else do I get there? I think that's primarily what I get at Hillcrest. Once in a while I can find something else, molasses or things, but for the most part, that's what I get. Price Chopper, I spent $395.42. That reflects the fact that I am not doing coupons much at all, and I'm not going to Price Chopper because Aldi's is just more bang for my buck considering my time. And then lastly, Hannaford, which is right next door to Price Chopper, I only spent $253.29. So that's just a little bit of a breakdown. Again, it's not nearly as detailed as Art's because, let's face it, I'm not getting down into the nitty-gritty. Art loves doing that, so he's going to do that this year in 2020. Looking forward to 2020, what am I doing a little bit about our budgeting? Are we keeping the same budget? And I know this is a question I get often is how do you guys budget for food? Well, we don't really budget for food. I mean, we buy what we need when we need it, and this is what it works out to be. I cook most of my meals at home. Often on Sundays, we have Sunday dinner with my parents, but other than that, most meals are cooked at home. Kids do not eat out. We don't have school lunches everything is here. So you factor in, we have 10 people for this year. We have 10 people, 3 meals a day. That's 30 meals, 30 individual meals a day times 7 days. That's 210 meals a week, not factoring in that we won't be here for a few Sundays. 10,400 meals a year. That's what we usually are feeding our family. And we spend $5,062.73. So I'm going to divide that by 10,400 meals. That works out to be 49 cents a meal per person. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So there's the scoop on that. Looking forward to 2020, I'm gonna say we're gonna stay under 6,000 unless the girls start eating a lot, which I know at some point, Lydia's 9 years old, so she's probably just gonna be starting to tip the scale a little bit and start eating a little bit more than she's used to. Daniel will probably start eating more. So that's what I'm anticipating. Still staying under that 6,000 budget. This year I decided I was gonna try something new just because I really want to know where my expenses are going. And there's nothing like having to write it down to keep you accountable. It's so much better than just swiping, whether it be your debit card or your credit card, and never seeing that cash going out. I mean, it makes you think about each and every purchase, and it works like a charm for me. And I haven't done this in several years, but when I was at Dollar General back, let's see, it was the week before Christmas, I found this handy little journal book for keeping track of your expenses. It was, I think, $3, and I went, I'm going to try it this year because first of all, I love journals and I love writing in them. But second of all, I thought this was just so nicely done with how it was doable for me. Let's just put it that way. And it wasn't huge. It wasn't like a huge stock. So what I've been doing is I have been keeping track of everything. I have January here, and I won't figure out all the numbers until the end of the month. And they have this whole section here where you can keep track and itemize every single expense. And then at the end of the month, you can go ahead and divide that into the categories. So you know how much you're actually spending. I think it's going to be an interesting experiment because I can tell you already, I'm sitting there going, yeah, I don't need it that bad because I don't want to write it down and have to look at it later and be like, oh, I spent money on that? Nothing like having something like this to keep you a little bit more accountable. So that's the scoop. 2019 was less than 2018. I think that's a great thing. And this year we'll see how we can do. I'm focusing a lot more on cooking breads and things like that at home, which in 2019, I didn't do as much of that, so I expect my flour to be a little bit higher, but some of my other expenses to be lower. And Art and I have grandiose dreams that our garden will produce much better. And definitely stay tuned for that video because I'm going to be doing a whole seed haul. What are we growing in our garden? If you didn't see our video on what we ended up getting out of our garden last year, you can go ahead and check that out. That'll be in the video description below. You can check that out. All I'm gonna say is it was disappointing. It wasn't like other years. This year, we're hoping for big yields out of our garden. A girl can dream, can't she? All right, folks, thanks so much for tuning in. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Ring the bell so you get notifications of our new videos. We're right now currently doing about 3 videos a week. 1 daily vlog, 1 or 2 daily vlogs, and then a video like this. So thanks so much for watching. Hope you are having a fabulous day wherever you are. And we'll see you for our next video. Bye.